Welcome back. Those who are fortunate enough to receive a 13th cheque have been urged to spend it wisely and avoid being extravagant this festive season. Consumers are encouraged to have a festive season budget to avoid the temptation of overspending. You could end up struggling to make ends meet and be forced to rely on credit in January if you're reckless with your spending this month. Specialist reporter Naledi Matlapeng filed this report.
The festive season is upon us and many people will receive their salaries early this month, while others will also receive their bonuses. If you get paid early, you could end up waiting about 6 weeks for your next paycheck at the end of January. And that means you need to have a proper plan to ensure that your salary lasts longer. Consumers are advised to resist peer pressure and the temptation to overindulge over the festive season.
One of the things that people need to do during the festive season is to actually manage their family expectations. And let's face it, whether we like it or not, we do have family members that have an expectation that we're going to finance their entertainment needs during the festive season, especially for people who work in the cities and they're actually going back home. And so manage your family's expectations during that period, because you cannot give what you don't have. Be cautious of being a people pleaser during the festive season, because a lot of people have been caught wanting and having to skip their repayment because of trying to entertain people during the festive season with money that they don't have.
Splitting your bonus into savings, paying off debt and spoiling yourself a bit is one of the most efficient ways to spend it. It is recommended that you allocate some of your bonus to pay off debt that charges high interest rate, such as credit card and personal loans. You are likely to be charged interest of 27.5% per year on unsecured debt.
If you want to allocate a portion of your bonus to debt repayment, the advice is always to pay off short-term debt first, because short-term debt is more expensive than long-term debt. The problem here again is, let's say you put an extra payment into your credit card, you must be careful that you're not tempted to say, oh, now I've got credit again and now I'm going to go and spoil myself and my family. Because again, then you haven't achieved anything by allocating the money to debt repayment.
Those with school-going children are advised to use a portion of their bonus to pay for school fees and buy stationery and school uniform. This will help you avoid using credit to finance these items in January.
For those who have kids, use that money to go and buy stationery and uniform, so that you don't come in the first week of January trying to borrow money to try and buy stationery and uniform for children, because you have the opportunity now with that bonus to actually do that. So this thing of entertaining ourselves and we are rewarding ourselves during the festive season, yes, we understand that. But before you do that, start with the most important things in life. And those are your debts, your children, and then anything else can come a bit later.
You need to put some of your bonus away towards creating an emergency fund. It should be equivalent to 6 months of your salary. Having an emergency fund means that you will not need to rely on credit when you have an emergency. Putting money towards a retirement fund will also help you get a tax deduction.
It all depends what your requirement is with the money. If you're putting it away to have an emergency fund, that should be where you can get to it quickly, so a money market account or a separate bank account. If it's part of your longer term financial planning and you want to allocate this money, let's say, to help you with your retirement planning, it might be worthwhile to consider contributing or making an additional contribution to an existing retirement annuity. Because one must bear in mind that by putting money into a retirement annuity, you're getting a tax benefit. So a portion of that money is actually being funded by the taxman. Again, if it's more of a medium term, you can look at a unit trust, but it's important that this money is allocated in terms of your overall financial plan.
Allocating some of your bonus towards your home loan is another way of ensuring that you reduce the term and the interest charged on your home loan. If you pay a once-off 10,000 rand towards a 600,000 rand bond of 20 years, you will save 59,400 rand, and this reduces the term by 11 months. And for a 1 million rand bond, a once of 10,000 rand will save you 60,770 rand in interest charged, and you will reduce the term of your home loan by 7 months.
If you just started with your home loan, most of your repayment is going towards interest. Let's say you're in year 15 or later, then a lot more of your payment is going towards capital. So it depends where in the period of repayment you are, but every cent that you put into your bond additionally reduces the interest payment, and over time you will pay your bond off sooner. I am going to emphasize, though, that the challenge is that if you're putting money into a bond and it's accessible, that you must not be tempted to take the money out of the bond to fund lifestyle expenses, because then you're not moving forwards.
If you didn't make any plans to go on a holiday during the year, it is too late to try and buy any holiday package now. Holiday prices skyrocket at this time of the year.
If you don't have money to go on a holiday, try a staycation. Just entertain yourself at home, as opposed to, forcing yourself to go on a holiday when you actually don't have a budget to do that. And try and avoid this window shopping or this retail therapy when you know you actually don't have the money.
Analysts agree that proper financial planning during the festive season will give you peace of mind in January, and you will not be forced to borrow money to pay for necessities when the new year kicks off. Naledi Matlapeng, SABC News, Johannesburg.